Hey, Biafrans, lovers of freedom, good people of our land, Biafra, and wherever you are found all over the nations of the world, and you are a lover of freedom, you are an Odudua citizen of the Middle Belt, or whether the Hausa nation or any of those nations that are truly seeking for freedom. I want to welcome you to this live broadcast today. Today is Monday. I think the 26th of sorry, I had to look at it. I thought it was the 27th. Today is 26th of September 2022, and we have this month is already rounding off. Today is Monday. Sit at home, and of course, all over Biafra land, we are experiencing that dedication, obeisance to the sit at home, which is very fundamental to our freedom. I'll be still talking about sit at home today to make our people understand why we are sitting at home, because some people don't really have, a good knowledge or a broad spectrum understanding of what sit at home is about. But basically, today we're going to be looking at critical things. I had to come up this afternoon, today, 1 p.m. Biafra time, because we're still going to be having our joint media broadcast today. So by 6 p.m., 7 p.m. Biafra time. So I had to talk to us today because something very critical that I have to talk about. Today we're going to be looking at, of course, basically the sit at home, analyzing what we are sitting at home for and what it represents. Because anytime you do a thing as a human being or as a wise person, somebody who is smart, the basic question you ask yourself, why am I doing this? And the next question you ask yourself is, what does it take to do this? And the next question you ask yourself is, what is the result of doing this? What will be the result of doing this? These are three fundamental questions that every reasonable human being will ask themselves, whatever they are doing. And of course, that is why, we keep talking and also keep doing what we have to do. You're welcome to this live broadcast. Please, I want you to share this video, on all your social media platforms, where people can see and also watch and also understand and come to understand what we're doing, because the message of freedom, the gospel of freedom, must be circulated all around and must be taken all around, and people must come to identify with freedom. Freedom is fundamental to our lives. Freedom is fundamental to our success. Freedom is fundamental to where we're going. Freedom is fundamental to what we want to achieve, whether individually or collectively as a family or with people and other partners. Freedom is very fundamental to the lives of people. And if you don't know that freedom is fundamental, then something is wrong. Of course, we know that I actually want to do a very cogent and in-depth talk on, why sometimes we why Africans anyways, definitely we're not really progressing in the context of nation or in the context of continent or as a people. I'll be doing a broadcast on that so that we'll understand why you see people choosing, election than choosing their freedom. I'll be talking that extensively in another broadcast tomorrow. I'm going to be talking about that. But today I'm going to be looking at something critical. How King Charles treated, an African. When we say that sometimes we talk about racism, but I'll be playing the video first. I'll play the video first, and then I'm going to talk extensively on that matter. But when we talk about racism, sometimes, just like Mazen Namdekano said, he said nobody's racist to you. You are just being inferior to yourself, because if you have done what you are supposed to do, nobody will be treating you as a racist. Nobody will be a racist to you. Just like when you talk about China. China was a third world country, and they were disregarded all over the nations of the world. But today, China is well respected. United States will have to discuss with them. We'll have to think of how, to be careful so that they don't. When you give yourself a leverage, or when you give yourself a class, people will appreciate you based on the class and value add to yourself. And you don't add value to yourself by saying you want value or they should respect you. You don't tell people to respect you. You act to be respected. So anybody who is going to talk about being respected, then your actions must prove that you are someone who actually should be respected. You don't demand for respect, you earn it. That is what we have not done in Africa. That is what we have not done as people, who are dark in complexion. We have not done that. There were light people, those who are light in complexion have done so. They have freed their nations. America has freed their nation. Russia, Ukraine, all of those nations are standing for their nation. That is why they are respected all over the world. But we are all spread all over the world, and dark in complexion, the Africans spread all over the world, refuse to come and fix our nation, and we spread all over the world asking them to respect us. We are just being fools. That is why we must understand the reason why we do what we do now to get ourselves free. It's fundamental. What we're doing now to set ourselves free is fundamental to universal respect and regard, because nobody will give us our value. Nobody will give us value except we take value and we show that we have value. And what we show determines what people will react to. And of course, for people to react well to us, then definitely we must express that value through our actions. And that is what we're doing. And that's why we're fighting for our freedom. First of all, before I'm going to talk about the sit at home details and all of that and talk more extensively about the sit at home, I'm going to be looking at what King Charles did to this man. Remember, his mother is fundamental to the brutal killing, and as a heartless woman she was, before she died 2 weeks ago, killing of Biafrans, over millions of Biafrans from 1945 to, in fact, before then, during the slave times, when they came in, before even 1914 and all of that, killing Biafrans, killing us. Remember the Kumiko War also, and everything, the details and everything, the about women riots and everything, the Asaba massacre, which we are going to be sitting at home on the 7th of October. And of course, you have heard it strongly. We're going to enforce that sit at home. This time around, we are taking our Biafra freedom very seriously. And those of us who have decided to always want to argue with leadership and of course authority, also want to do what they like this time around, we're not going to be joking with our sit at home. We'll be enforcing them, just like Ambazonians do. We enforce our sit at home so that people will know, if you like say we are brutal, that's your business. We want freedom, because when we get freedom, you too will be happy. But sometimes we have to force some of our people to actually do the right thing so that they can be part of what we're doing. I welcome you, please. And I also want to welcome you as you have joining me right now. If you want to comment on the issue, or you have a matter to talk about, whether the sit at home, what is going on in Biafra land, or you have an information to pass, you can send it across. I'll put it on the screen. And also when we share the video around, as people watch, they will be able to understand what is going on. King Charles, he's now a king over 2 weeks now. For 2 weeks, he's been a king. But just immediately he became a king, or just becoming a king, he shows to us that he proves his resentment against Africans, dark Africans. I don't call us black Africans because we're not black. Every of us know the color of black. This is the color of black. This is black. This is black. So your skin is not as black as this. So you're not black. You are dark. So we say dark Africans. We have light colored Africans and we have dark colored Africans. Now, in this video, I'm going to show you right now, because we're going to be analyzing this and we're going to be talking to ourselves real and genuinely, because it is, you see, when people want to actually achieve something good in life, the first thing they have to do is to tell themselves the truth. Good afternoon, my dear sister Gloria Joy. Thank you for reaching out. Nam, thank you so much, my sister. I appreciate whenever I see send a message. I'm grateful, and I thank you for joining me. I hope you are doing well today. I hope you are enjoying the sit at home. In case you're in Biafra land, if you're not in Biafra land, I hope you are also enjoying the details. And of course, you hear from the East also those who are enjoying the sit at home. Good for joining, and I know that you're enjoying your day, and also every Biafran, we're all enjoying our day. I want to hear from us. I want to hear from every one of us. We just keep discussing and talking. Now, the truth about the first ability to free ourselves, or the first thing you can do to actually get yourself to begin to do the right thing in life, is to tell yourself the truth. One thing about the way I want to always broadcast is that I want to do some basic teachings along the line of using facts to prove what we're talking about. Yes, Lucky Iwaha. Yes, Lucky Iwaha. Thank you so much. God bless you too. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. God bless you too. Now, anytime you begin to tell yourself the truth, you are already on the path to freedom. You are already on the path to your destiny. But if you still don't want to tell yourself the truth, then you are not yet ready for freedom. You are not yet ready for anything good to come to you. That is why basically we are going to be talking about this. King Charles comes or ascends the throne. His mother has been brutal. His mother killed Biafrans. His mother was deadly. His mother, did lots of things and all of that. We all know what the mother did. The mother never apologized to Biafrans. The mother never said sorry. The mother never, even made a statement to, and all of that. She never even said anything about that and all of that. And she died and she went her way, to the grave without even apologizing. And of course, we are saying that where she is, she's going to burn because she actually has killed enough. The pain that people went through, she is going to burn. I wish we have the power to actually deal with her in death. We would have we would have gotten her to burn and burn. But I believe that God is dealing with her the way He's going to deal with her. I'm not God. I'm not her creator. So we are not God. Thank you, Tina. Martinsos. Wow. Please, Tina, Martinsos. Can you explain this Martinsos? Which language is it? Is it Latin? Or is it Latin way of saying Martins? Because it's Martinsos. Ndewo Tina, how are you doing? Please, can you tell us what Martinsos represents so that at least Biafrans can know what you actually have as a surname? We can also express it very well. Now, hello, Madam. Good to have you here. Good afternoon. Compliments of the day. I guess you are enjoying, the wind of the seat at home where you are. Also, I guess you're enjoying it, and I'm enjoying it here. The seat at home is very, very lovely. Now, I was talking about the woman. She died without telling us sorry, without apologizing to Biafrans, and then, well, I don't know. I'm not her God. We are not her God, so we cannot say where she is now. But we are just going to do our prayers as human beings. Wherever she is, she's going to burn for what she did to Biafrans because she actually dealt with Biafrans. Honestly, that woman is evil. And of course, most of us have watched videos of the things that are going on in the Buckingham Palace and the things they do over there. Most of us know the things that happen in that place. They are terrible. That place is a terrible place. We see video evidences, and they are covering all the calamities and the evil going on. We're talking about the actions of the pedophile wickedness, the blood sucking, things and all of that, sucking of blood, sons and daughters of Honorable Martin. Wow. Sons and daughters of Honorable Martin. Okay, so Martin Sauce means sons and daughters of Honorable Martin. Okay, so you are talking about Honorable Martin, but you're talking about either your father or your grandfather or somebody, so you are sons and daughters of that. Okay, Martin Sauce. Okay. I think I understand it now. This is the first time I'm coming across Martin Sauce anyway, so I have to just ask because I love learning. So learning new things. I believe Biafrans too have come to understand that too. That Martin Sauce means that. So now she is gone. Now the son has come to the throne. The son has come to the throne at age 70 something. Also, is it something or 8 something? I can't remember now. The son is now on the throne, and suddenly the first body language is actually endorsing what the mother did. The first body language of the son. We are not supposed. See, dear friends, don't be, or let me say, dark Africans. Don't let me not say Biafrans alone, because I want to talk to Africans generally. Because we know that we know that Africa's freedom is in Biafra. So that is why we want Africans, dark Africans, whether dark Africans or light Africans, to support this cause of Biafra, because Biafra is the truth to redemption. Because what we stand for, especially the ruggedness of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is evident enough to know that yes, this is a sign of a new thing in Africa. Now, dark Africans should understand this fact. when you see, you should be able to read from situations, events, history, circumstances around, things that are happening around you. The moment you begin to read in between lines, you can sense and discern issues. Then you are already in the path of knowledge to having freedom and having true life. Now, the son comes into the ascends the throne, and suddenly he now shows us what the mother and the Buckingham Palace represents. He actually used this video to prove to us that they still maintain that they are not sorry for what they did to Black. Now, I want you to watch this video so that you can understand what I'm saying, so that you can understand, and then you'll be able to, work with me on this. Just to watch this video, and then you'll be able to understand the concept of what we're talking about, and all of that. So I believe the video is not responding. What's the problem? Okay, maybe I should bring it forth again. I should bring it forth. Let me see if I can if I can bring the video again. Sorry for that, please. Let me bring the video up again. Now the sun came up, and the sun showing us that they are not changing from what they have done to Africans. We're not telling them to change anyways. After all, we are the ones who have kept ourselves the way, they said, well, the way you lay your bed, the way you design your bed or lay your bed, the way you lie on it. So we know that the trouble, is actually ours. We have actually proven to the world that we are not yet ready for, this cause of changing the narrative. We have actually allowed ourselves to be, fooled and all this while. Now I'm going to play this video. Of course, you're going to watch this video right here, and then we look at it. Now watch, observe critically, please. Dear friends, I want you to watch this video. I want you to observe the way this man pretended as if he was waving to a crowd. He has seen this crowd all this while, but now he wants to actually avoid that black man. Not let me say, oh, we'll keep saying the same thing, not black man anyways. He wants to avoid that dark African, whether he's a dark American, whatever he is, we don't know. But he wants to avoid this guy, and then he pretends to be actually conversing to somebody, and then pretends to actually want to wave to people, and then as if he wants to talk to somebody away from there, and then somehow he keeps this dark guy. Now, why would he just keep this dark guy suddenly? If you want to wave to people and talk to people, why not stand at a position and then wave to the people, and then continue from where you stopped shaking the hands of people? Because you have been shaking the hands of people continuously, and when you got to the dark guy, that's when you now remember you have to talk to somebody somewhere, and then wave your hand. Now, dear friends, watch this again. I want you to be observant. Observe what he's going to do. Did you see that? Did you see that? Did you see that? It is not his fault. Now, I want you to watch this very well, dear friends. Please watch this very, very well. Watch this very, very well. Watch it again. Watch it. Watch it. He now sounds as if he wants to talk. He's talking to somebody, and then he goes away and skips the black man. Now, it will play again after this. I want you to play again so you can observe this. Because we have to, you see, body language is very important in things that are critical to us. Just watch, just observe. Just observe it. You see it? He now waves to people, and see the guy now stretches his hand by force. The guy wants to greet the king by force. Now, yes, Mrs. Moran Hanks says, yes, very stupid set of people. Now, you know why I don't want to call them stupid set of people? You know why I don't want to call them stupid set of people? You know why I don't want to get involved in trying? Because all these years, of course, we've been abusing them, and we've been saying lots of things about them. We've been saying lots of things about them. African man. Yes, Tina says African man. Yes, African man. Anyways, yes, African man. But we want to, of course, we have colored Africans, we have dark colored Africans, we have light colored Africans. So we are going to use dark colored Africans, so people will understand that we're talking about those of us who are dark. Now, do you know why I don't want to call them stupid? Yes, they are stupid. They're very stupid, because when you, of course, those who behave irrational and those who actually disregard other people, no matter what they think about those people, or even if those people have not truly proven themselves to be very potent or just or whatever reason you have to disregard somebody else makes you stupid. That means you are debased. That means you are even you are not even a mature person. So we understand that, but let's not look at their stupidity. Let's look at ourselves as blacks. Now you can observe this man comes to the throne after all the evil that the family has done. He has an opportunity to meet a black man, or let's say a dark-colored man, a dark-colored man who is an African, a dark African, who, of course, he's going to use this opportunity, knowing that the camera and everything is watching him. He should have used this opportunity to, if possible, to hug the man. Let it give another impression. Let it be that it is this man he hugs. Every white person there, he shakes them. They are not white. We call them white. It is, don't mind people. They are not white. They are colored. They are light colored. Because when you say white, you are actually, this narrative of black and white were actually used to characterize dark and light and darkness, which they used to paint us Africans as black people who are evil devils, and they white, white represents, they are not white. Is that color white? Why do they call themselves white? That tells you that actually something is wrong somewhere. They are not white. Anyways, that's by the way. We're going to talk about that later. Now, since we are all having an impression that Buckingham Palace has a kind of mindset against the dark race or the dark Africans, since all this while we have been able to confirm based on the mothers, the mother of King Charles, her behavior, her actions, the things she has done, and all of that, we've been able to prove that these people, what they did to, Meghan, isn't Meghan also, that Harry had to go live there and go with his wife and all of that, how they react to dark people, those who are dark Africans or dark Americans or African Americans and all of that. We see all of these things, and in the news we've been able to confirm, and people have been talking about the way they treat dark Africans. Now you see, he now comes before this kind of opportunity where he's going to change the narrative and give the media another opportunity to carry a positive message about Buckingham Palace. He could have even used this medium as a way of passing a message to Biafrans or dark people in Africa and all over the world, that they actually love us and they actually don't have anything against us, and they actually are very, very sorry about what has happened in the previous times. But what he did here is so amazing. He pretends that he is talking to somebody else, or maybe he decides to talk to somebody else at that point in time, just to be prove and to pretend to be distracted, and then he skips the dark African and goes to the other white man and starts shaking, and the dark African has to stretch his hands to reach him. Now I want to use this to narrate this. I want to use this to narrate this. You see, this is what has been happening. Sorry, there's a call coming in. Sorry about that, please. The noise is I have to seal it now. Yes, thank you, Tina. Yes, I think we are on the same page. Now listen to this. This is a sign and evidence of how we behave, dark Africans. You see, this man ignores you. He calls himself superior. He feels he's superior. He feels he's everything. He feels you are nobody. He ignores you. You begin to stretch your hand to want to reach out to him when he doesn't recognize you. That is the behavior of Africans, dark Africans today. Let me relate it to our freedom. Instead of us, especially those one Nigerianists, those people who have decided to accept that we need freedom, instead of them to face life and tell themselves the truth that they want freedom, they want to keep on the jamboree, and all they do is come to social media to complain to these white people or these colored people, these light colored people. They want to tell them that Please come to our aid. They are killing us, and Boko Haram is killing us. This is happening to us. But they don't want to face the reality that they have to take the actions by themselves. You see the way this dark African is stretching his hands to King Charles. That is the same way most of us blacks are stretching our hands today. We think we don't have the solution to our problems. We think our solution is in the United Nations. We think our solution is in the United Nations. We think United Nations would come and help us. We think that United Nations will come and give us freedom. Chiem Obunike, oh, you're here today. Thank you. Good lecture this afternoon from a great guy. Thank you so much. We appreciate your effort in our quest to restore Biafra. Thank you so much, my brother. And I appreciate you too for joining and for also that compliment. I appreciate you. You know, now this man who proves to be superior, calls himself a king, has killed so many of us black people, gives himself that position of authority over you, has showed you clearly from this place that he is not interested in you as a dark African. He jumps the queue. No, he didn't jump the queue. He jumps you, who is on the queue, and goes to the next light-colored person to greet the person. And then where you are, he has already passed you. You are stretching your hands, you want to reach out to him by force because you want to feel relevant. Now, we want to feel relevant by the United Nations giving us relevance. We can never be relevant if we are waiting for the United Nations, if we are waiting for these light-colored people to give us relevance. What we have been doing in Africa, what we have been doing in Biafra, is that we are seeking to be relevant by thinking that these people are going to ever grant us relevance. They are not interested in our relevance. They are not interested in anything that will give us relevance. You must go. If this man now, if I were this dark African, what I would have done is, rather than stretching my hands to to this man to try to greet him, to make me feel relevant, to make me feel important, to make me feel like, hey, he did no, this man shouldn't skip me. This man should also recognize me. To try to gain recognition, I would have caused a scene here so that the cameras will come on me and it will raise a story. After making themselves less valued, they will be complaining. Of course. Now, what stops him from here? Screaming out, King, you refuse to shake me. Is it because I'm dark? Just create a scene. King, you didn't shake me. You left me. Are you segregating against me? This is racist. Create a scene there. You will see that you put this king to shame. The public will see it. Let the media see it. Let everybody see it. You are not holding a gun. You are not holding any weapon. So nobody will say you want to kill him. What he should have done is to create a scene to prove that he is important. How can you skip me? Being in the same queue, you skip me. And then I am now stretching my hands to reach out to you. That is what we have been doing in Africa. These people have shown to us all these years that they are not interested in us. But all we keep doing is to stretch our hands. They kill us. Boko Haram kills us. We stretch our hands. UN, come and save us. They kill the Nigeria Fulani Caliphate. Steals your resources. Please, UN, come and probe them. Come and give us referendum. Boko Haram, they are funding their foot soldiers, funding all of them to come and take your resources, to come and take your land. And all you are doing is, please, UN, please, United Nations, please, USA, please, Britain, tell the Fulanis to leave us. I just want to be very simple in this broadcast because I want us to really pass the message across to those who need to hear it, because sometimes, one have to be very simple so we can pass the message, we can communicate. I want to communicate to their friends. This picture is an expression of our self low esteem. That is why I love the way Mazina Epa is moving the struggle at the moment. You are just right, Tina. Dear Tina, you're just right. See, if you observe him, he doesn't care what the United Nations think. He doesn't care what the European Union thinks. He doesn't care whatever anybody's talking. He only tells them in the world what is happening and tell them we are coming. We are not going to wait for you to give it to us. He does the right thing. He goes diplomatically, sends messages, hold meetings, but yet he's taking action. That is why the water, the slogan is now very prevalent because that is what we are doing. You need, the only solution is to go water, water. That is what this guy would have done here. He would have gone water, water. In a way, that what I mean by water, water here, he would have created, he would have created a scene. He should have created a scene. Water, water. You don't beg, you give them water, water. You attract attention when you give water, water. Just like what my Simon Ekpa is doing right now. Water, water in Biafra land. Water, water on social media. Water, water everywhere. And that is creating more attention. Don't you see that when you use the concept of water, water, you gain attention? But when you are begging to be relevant, you are begging them. Look at this man. He's begging to be relevant. He's stretching his hands to the king because he has seen a new king. He wants to identify with the king. The king doesn't recognize him. The king has proven, just like what the king has proven here, is the same way they have proven to us in Biafra. All these years, we have been waiting for them, thinking that they will come and, stop the Fulanis. We're begging them, sending them letters, which of course the defunct DOS people want to continue to use it to steal money. They want us to remain in the way we are. All we do is keep protesting and keep writing letters. All these protests, street protests, and all of this we have been doing are only like we are stretching our hands towards this king, as this man is doing here. That's what it means. You will only stretch your hands, and all he's just going to do is if you observe, after the guy stretches his hand, he's discovered that he cannot avoid it anymore. He just touches the guy lightly and still just remove on, and he didn't. Just watch it again. I want you to watch it again and see. I'll play it twice so that you can see very effectively what happened there. So you can see what really happened. Watch it. Watch it again. You see it? Got to the guy, he waved, removed his face as if he's trying to be very nice to some other people and as if he was distracted, and then he moves straight. He could calculate his steps. He was pretending as if he's distracted, yet he could walk forward and walk away from that dark guy. He walked away from the dark guy. He was proving that this space this guy is occupying is not where I'm supposed to be. It's not important to me. I have to move forward to meet the other people who I cherish, those people whom I know are relevant. Now, you must see this as a big lesson. He has told us again that he's continuing his mother's ways. He has told us that the throne actually continues the subjugation of Biafrans. Because everything he's doing here right now is a confirmation of what they have actually been doing to us. Low self-esteem, inferiority complex. Yes, that is it. When you stretch your hand towards somebody who doesn't, when you try to give a hand of fellowship to somebody who doesn't cherish, who doesn't recognize you, and you are struggling, you want to continue. It's just like somebody who is in a relationship where the other person loves you, the other one is not in love, and you are struggling to get that person to love you. You are going to continue to prove how irrelevant you are. You are going to continue to prove how irrelevant you are. The king here is moving along a line of people, all of them human beings, but there's one man who has color, darker than others. He gets to the point where the dark man is, he pretends not to see him, he pretends to be talking and communicating and waving hands to the crowd, and then he faces somewhere else so that it doesn't seem as if he's actually consciously boycotting the dark man. He now moves a step forward. He was able to calculate the next person he was able to shake was the next white colored person, the light colored person who was by the side of the black man. Now, let me tell you something. If it was not deliberate, he should have walked past the next light colored person who is close to the dark colored person. But he didn't do that. He still shook hands with the person who is by the side of the dark colored man, who is a light colored person. So that tells you that it was a conscious move, a conscious shift to avoid the dark colored guy. A conscious shift. Of course, he knows what he's doing. No, he knows what he's doing. He was doing. Thank God he didn't say anything. You won't understand my articulation. What don't I understand? What don't I understand? Of course, I said it here clearly that he knows what he's doing. He actually consciously, tactically avoided the dark guy, went to the next fair colored person, went to the next light colored person, avoided the dark person. He was calculative enough to go to the next. He doesn't, because if he skips that one too, it's going to be like a problem to him. The king passed me, and it's going to be a problem to them. But passing the dark colored person was not a problem. But you know what pained me? If this dark colored guy had created a scene, like, hey king, I'm here, why you just skip me, you shouldn't have skipped me, am I not a human being, am I not, why are you segregated, why are you jumping me, just say something, get the attention of the media. It will be an evidence of what we are doing right now as Biafrans. It will be a sign that yes, we don't accept, we are no more accepting that low position they have put us. It will be a fact that we recognize and know what they are doing to us. That is why what we are doing today is an evidence of the truth of how we see them. Now, you can imagine that this guy has actually made himself a cheap person in the face of the media, because he was stretching his hands to a king who doesn't recognize him. The king killed his grandparents. The king brought his grandparents to UK and all over the world, in Americas and all other parts of the world, enslaved them. This king sponsored his enslavement. This king sponsored the killing of his people. This king sponsored the killing of over millions, just not just Biafrans, Africans, dark Africans. This king is so much, and a complete sign of hatred against his race. This king represents the hatred for his race. This king just proved it now in this video that he hates this guy's race. But this guy is still stretching his hands to reach out to the king. Please, just like me. Please take me as I am. Please, I want to. I love you. Please, please don't disregard me. Please, please help me. Give me value. Please give me self-esteem. Please, recognize me. Please, I am somebody too. Please try and recognize me. Please, I am here too. Please shake my hands also. I need to be relevant by shaking your hands. This guy just disgraced the black race or the dark race. He just told the oppressor that he is superior. He told the oppressor that the oppressor is superior. That's what he did. Because this thing playing here is a complete sign of what we are going through in Africa. This thing you see here, this video you have seen here that I've played to you, is a complete evidence, is a complete picture of what we are going through as Africans. A complete picture. If you don't know it, this is it. They don't recognize you. You want to go after them. They say they want to keep you as slave. You are begging them to give you freedom. They say they want to take your resources for free. You are begging them to also recognize you. They say you are nobody. You are begging them to recognize you. They say you are not going. The Fulanis are killing you. You are begging them to recognize you. They say they want you to continue there so that you'll be killed. You are begging them to come to your aid. How long shall we continue? You know, something that is it Bob Marley who said, "How long shall they kill our prophets and we stand aside and look?" This is another evidence of killing the prophets. This family has destroyed your race. You are begging for relevance. How long? They have kept us in that mentality of slavery. Our people have become slavery. Slave mentality have gotten this level of slavery that have destroyed their senses, their minds, everything that has to do with them. They are begging for relevance. We have said it in Biafra. We are no more begging for relevance. We are taking our freedom by force. We are enforcing our freedom. That is why Mazi Simonekpa is doing what he's doing right now. We are enforcing our freedom. That is why today, as we sit at home, it is one of the obeisance to taking our freedom. Every Biafran must understand that enough of this servitude, enough of this irrelevance, enough of this subjugation, enough of this wickedness, enough of this evil against us. They have done so much evil to us. We have to take back our freedom. We have to give ourselves the image that we are supposed to have. We have to redeem our image. It is in our hands to do. The people who killed you will not give you your image. The people who want you dead will not give you relevance. The people who want you dead will never seek for you to have that opportunity to be free. They'll never do that. They'll never do that. That is why we must take our freedom by ourselves. That is why the seat at home is so important. You know why? You crumble their economy. The seat at home is so important. You know why? It makes them know that you are in control and you have decided to take your freedom by yourself. You have decided to take that power that is yours. That's power of control. That is what it stands for. This man, King Charles, have proven that they are not interested in us. He has proven that they are not part of giving us any form of relevance. He has proven that we are nobody. He has proved to them that we are nobody to them. He has proven here that they are not yet ready to apologize to Biafrans. He has proven here that the status quo in Buckingham Palace continues. The subjugation of the black race, the continuing disregarding of the black race, the continuing disregarding of the race. Sorry, I'm saying black. Sorry, I mean to say dark race. The continuing of subjugation of the dark race, the continuing of exploiting the dark race, the continuing of disregarding the dark race, the continuing of making the dark race a mockery to their system. He has proven in this video that the dark race must continue not be given relevance. He showed it in the media. He knows that cameras are watching, yet he skipped this dark guy and to prove to the world that the dark race is not relevant. He has shown here that the dark race should never be given relevance. From the highest authority of England or UK, he is telling them that the way I skipped this dark guy is the same way you're going to treat these dark people. They are irrelevant, they are unnecessary, they are a problem to us, they are a malaise to us, they are not important. We must keep them where they belong. They must continue to be slaves to us. We must make sure that they continue to be lesser than us. That is what King Charles is saying from this video. That is what King Charles is expressing in this video. But yeah, the painful part is that this dark man, in spite of the picture, in spite of the message from the body language of the king, he's stretching his hands, he's stretching, he wants to still gain relevance. This is what we have to break in our lives. Every Biafran, this is what we have to break. We are no more going to seek for relevance. We are no more going to beg them to recognize us. We are no more going to beg them to free us. We are no more going to beg them to give us referendum. We are no more going to beg them to give us relevance. We are no more going to beg them to give us food to eat. We are no more going to beg them to give us the good roads. We are no more going to beg them to give us good schools. We are no more going to beg them to give us good infrastructure. We are no more going to beg them to do anything important for us. We are going to stand this time to take what belongs to us. This dark guy has shown to us how we have behaved all these years. His action here has shown to us, he has used his action here to express to us, to send the message to us that this is how we've been behaving. He doesn't know he did that, but that's the message he's passing to us. He has shown to us that this is what we are doing. We are begging for relevance. How can you be asking for United Nations to give you freedom? How can you be asking United Nations to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? How can you be asking United Nations to come and do what you can do for yourself? That is the message here. We must take action, and that action we must take now. Now is the time, and that is why we have 100 and something days to our freedom, to stop no election, to conduct no election in Biafra land. There will be no election in Biafra land. It is our mandate. The freedom is to be taken, and nobody can stop us. This is what we are set to do. Please understand this. That is why when you are sitting at home, you should understand why you are sitting at home. You are sitting at home because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the one who represents justice, the one who represents freedom, the one who represents everything you are looking for, the one who represents your riches, your blessings, and everything that you're looking for. Because when you get freedom, you begin to access everything that is yours. He represents all of that. He is locked up in the camp of the enemy, those who don't want you to be free. And so you have to discomfort yourself by sitting at home, by doing something very critical, so that they would feel the heat and they will know that keeping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a very, very expensive venture. or business for themselves. That is why we're sitting at home. What is the process? The process is to give up whatever you are doing, even if it means to go hungry. This is the sacrifice. The sacrifice is the process that the sit at home uses. Sit at home uses the process or the concept of sacrifice because it is not convenient. You feel you would have made some money for that day, but you decide to sit at home. And sitting at home, you have lost at least for that day. But at the same time, you are going to gain it back because when you get your freedom, you recuperate. But they are going to lose because these people are criminals. The monies they make every day are not for you because of you. It is because of their purse. It is because of their pocket. It is because of their pockets and because of what they want, their selfish ends. Using the money that should be for the people, stealing oil from Biafra land, milking the place, milking our resources, using it to fund their girlfriends, building houses for their concubines, funding their jihadist program against you. They take your resources to kill you. They take your resources to still come after you to kill. These are the things we are talking about. This is what this dark guy here didn't recognize. He is still stretching his hands towards those people who have rejected him. He's still stretching his hands towards the people who don't think of his good, his welfare. He's still stretching his hands in spite of the fact that they have shown to him that he is not important. But he's stretching his hands to reach out to the same people who have shown to him that he is not important. He's stretching his hands to reach out to the people who have shown to him that he is irrelevant. That is what we have been doing all this while. Rather than us deciding for ourselves that we want to be free and take up our freedom, instead we are pursuing after the people who actually want us dead and telling them to come and help us. And if you observed it here, when he stretched his hands towards the man behaved callously. And just look at it again. Let me play it again. Look at the way the man behaved. Watch it again. You're going to see it from top. Just watch it. You're going to see it from top. What really happened? Watch it again. I'll see it. See it now. You see, he actually greeted that lady before the dark guy very well. He now looked at the guy in the face. He now removed his face. And see how the guy stretched his hands. He now just touch the guy with the left hand, and just touch him casually, as because he has stretched the hand. So there's no way he could avoid it. He had to just touch it somehow, but removing his face and moving his body language, telling you that this hand you stretch, you just because camera is watching me, or else I'm not supposed to shake you. So look at it. He waves his hand, pretends as if he didn't see the guy, focuses on the next guy, and then just so much evil in that action. 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 And this is what we want to defeat. This is what we have decided that we are no more going to take. This is what we have decided that we're no more going to take. This is what we have decided. This is what we have decided that we are no more going to take. Enough of the rubbish of Buckingham Palace. Enough of the rubbish of the United Nations. Enough of the rubbish of these people. They are watching Biafrans being killed daily. They are not saying anything. But when we react once, they will carry it that we are bringing insecurity. We want to tell them, yes, that for Biafra land to be peaceful, as Mazin Namdekanu said, we need to deal with all these factors that they are sponsoring. That is what we've come to do. And this is the message I've come to pass to you today, dear friends. We have to change the narrative. What this king has done in this video is a proof that we are not important to them. It's an evidence of how we have allowed ourselves cheaply to be disregarded. What the dark guy have done is a proof of how cheaply we are pursuing after people who are not who don't have our interest in their hearts. It's an evidence of the fact that we have allowed ourselves to be cheaply, taken for granted. We have come to change the narrative. We have come to change the story. You and I must change the story. You and I must change this story. We must build our nation. we must get our independence. We must be truly independent. Biafra nation will be the first African nation that will be truly independent, because we shall stand strong on our independence. We shall operate in that principle of our independence. We shall guard and guide our territory. We shall guide and guard our borders. We shall make sure that we operate in full capacity of Biafra strength. We shall operate to build our nation, as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said it, in the next 70 years. We will build it to the capacity that the world will know that truly Chukwu Okike Abiyama is in Biafra, and Biafra belongs to him. And they will know that Elohim has actually called us and has chosen us as a people. They will know that we are different. Because they have held us all these years doesn't mean that they are superior or they are more than us. We are going to prove to them. Please, whatever order that you receive, whatever order that comes from Mazi Simon Ekpa, take it strongly, because it is one of the orders that you must obey that will actually work for our good, for our freedom. You must listen to him. Just like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, you must listen to him, because everything he says goes along the line of what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has in heart. Because the dragon flag represents everything Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has in heart. The dragon flag represents force. The dragon flag represents action. The dragon flag represents freedom. The dragon flag is lifted. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said it won't go down. And the only thing that will bring it down is after Biafra restoration. That is why every action that Mazi Simon Ekpa carries out, because he understands what the dragon flag means, because he is the dragon himself also, and he understands what the dragon flag represents. So you should understand that every action you see him talk about, the sit at home, the everything he tells you to do is in line with the concept of the dragon flag, and is one of those things, or whatever it is what the factors that will get us our freedom. We must listen, we must obey, in spite of the discomfort, in spite of the circumstance, in spite of how it pinches. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going through more pain than you can go through. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going through more pain that you can go through. What pain are you talking about? For just sit at home, or for just taking an instruction, or for just saying don't go be part of the election? These are not pains, these are sacrifices. The sacrifice that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has given for our own freedom is more than whatever sacrifice you can think that you can give now. You cannot compare whatever sacrifice that you can give now to what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has given. He has given all. His parents were lost because of this. His cousin was lost. His friends were lost. His dog was lost. People have died. Many Biafrans have died and sacrificed themselves and become a sacrifice to this cause. It is nothing for you. It is not a big deal for you. It is not too much for you to do the least. Sit at home, respect and obey the instructions. Just obey instructions and see Biafra come. See our freedom come. So that this King Charles and his people will know that of a truth we are strong enough to get what belongs to us, and they'll begin to see the value in us, and they'll begin to respect us. Or else we shall continue to be, like he has acted here. We shall continue to be disregarded. We shall continue to be looked down on. We shall continue to be empty. We shall continue to be stupid. We shall continue to be begging. But now we have to prove to them that we have value. We have what it takes. We are true people. We are human beings, and we have every courage. We have every gifting. We have the aptitude. We have everything that we can have to actually become what we have to become as a nation and as a people. That is what we represent. Please share this video on all your social media platforms. Please, both on WhatsApp, both on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, on everywhere, on Twitch, wherever you are. Share, Telegram, wherever you are, share this video. Let the people hear the story. Let them know what we're doing to ourselves. This is a clear picture of what we're doing to ourselves. A clear evidence. I want our people to know this, and subscribe to this video. Subscribe to this channel, this YouTube channel, Biafra Global Network, because we need to send it far and wide so that people will begin to hear the good news from this platform. Because the preachings coming from this platform is going to also complement the movement that we are doing, complement what Mazi Simon Ekpa is doing, complement what other IPOB media team personnel are doing, complement what Umwada is doing, complement what you out there is doing, complement what ESN is doing, complement what the M branch is doing, complement what the Alliance is doing. The main liberation stage has begun this week. Many things will be happening. Remember, 7th of October, is sit at home, total lockdown. We're locking down Biafra land for in respect to the killing of Biafrans in Asaba, the mass killing, the slaughter, the massacre of our people in Asaba, who came out all out, screaming, and screaming one Nigeria. They never knew that they were just going into death. They never knew that they were doing the things wrong, but they died seeking for unity. They are our people. They were killed. We have to sit at home for them. And we're going to take this action. And it is time for us to deal with the enemies. The enemies will know now that we're not joking. It is time for us to deal and take action. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for being part of this broadcast. I love you. And I love every one of you who has sent me a message. And of course, every one of you who is going to share this broadcast, send it to all platforms so that people can hear the gospel and know what we're doing. Thank you so much. My name is Kelechi Ambrose, and this is Biafra Global Network. See you in the evening in the joint media team broadcast. IPOB Autopilot Media Team joint broadcast. We're going to be coming on by 7 p.m. this evening. So you can join us on all IPOB Autopilot platforms, including this platform. You're going to see it live on this platform. We're going to be there. So please join us as we discuss critical things. And again, join me tomorrow here by 1 p.m. the same time, 1 p.m. Biafra time, for more issues that we're going to be talking about. We're going to be looking critically into some vital, very important issues that we're going to talk about, especially the issue that have to deal with why we are not succeeding as a people, which has made us we always take wrong decisions. Why we always take wrong decisions as a people. That is why the dark race is down, because of our incapability to understand how to make good choices from the options we have. Thank you so much for joining me. Please share this video. Thank you so much. I love you all.